Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on Screencasters, and today I'm finally going to be doing another deck profile update of my Cyber Dragons with the new ban list in effect, which is pretty damn amazing. Because not only do we have Monster Reborn to work with, we also have this neat little card called Clifford Genius, which is really great because if you can make a rank 5 play, if you can make Infinity this turn, or a turn, you can make Genius instead, and there's a lot of cool kooky interactions it has with the deck. Because if you activate Machine Dupe on a core, you special summon 2 Cyber Dragons into its link zone, you can search for a high level machine monster. So that could be your Jizakiro, it could be your Eltonin, it could even be another Cyber Dragon or Galaxy Soldier. Really cool stuff like that. It's a really good version of the deck in my opinion, and I'm really happy to show you guys my current build for the deck. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So, of course, you start with 3 Cyber Dragon. It's kind of self-explanatory. You need 3 of them to make the deck go. I don't need to explain 3 Cyber Dragon in a Cyber Dragon deck. Then we're doing 3 core. Another one I feel I shouldn't really have to explain. He searches your search card. You search your repair plant. Don't play network. Network is bad. It's just really good. It combos mostly with the entire deck. It's core, you know, just play 3. They're playing 3 dry. I do not want to play 3 dry. I say it in pretty much every deck profile I do with this freaking deck. I don't like dry, but you have to play him because he is a name, and he helps with Power Bond. A lot of people are saying he's kind of a wasted normal summon, but honestly, most of the time when you do the normal summon effect with dry, you really don't have a choice, because honestly, it's the last thing I really do for this deck is normal summon dry when I'm making plays. Because he can't get Ghost Ogred, he can get Veilered, which is being played a lot this format, because of Electromite and Scoldite. So, Dre, you play him at 3 only because he's a name, really. Then we're doing 3 Galaxy Soldier, in my opinion, one of the best cards of the deck. He starts out all your plays, he sends cards to the graveyard, so if he does get negated and destroyed, you can activate Core's graveyard effect, and it makes Cyber Repair Plant live. And he's also searchable with Repair Plant, so that does happen, just search another one, you know, good stuff. We're also playing 2 Quick Draw Synchron. I'm probably going to play 3 because he is a good combo enabler. He does help go into your Infinity, and he also helps go into your Clifford Genius, which is pretty great. And he's searchable with tuning, so he's also machine, so really cool stuff like that. So he is searchable with your Genius's effect, so that's pretty good. Then we're doing 2 Chronomaly Golden Jet. I think he's pretty good at 2. He is your only really good normal summon aside from core. You don't want to normal summon dry, obviously, but Golden Jet, he makes himself level 5. You search both repair plan, just all kinds of good stuff with Jet, so I might bump him to 3 as well in an update. But 2 Golden Jet's doing good for me right now, because remember, he is searchable, and if you do open multiples, it's not that bad because you can discard it with your Galaxy Soldier. Then for the big machines, we got 2 Jiz Kaiju and the 1 Eltonin. I feel this is the superior ratio for your big high-level machines, because Jizakiro helps you out mainly monsters you can't really beat over, or things with really nifty effects that are getting in your way, like any opposing Cyber Dragon Infinities if you don't have core or something, so you can't contact Fuse, whatever. But it's mainly there to get rid of main deck monsters. Because if they do have an extra deck monster in the field, you can just contact Fuse for Mega Fleet. So this deck has a lot of reliable outs to pretty much anything in the game right now, which I'm very happy about. And Eltonin, he's a searchable board wipe. He's also searchable with Genius. What else is there to say about it? So that's it for the main deck monsters, excluding the hand traps. For the hand traps, we got 2 Ghost Ogre and 2 Veiler. These are the only monsters I'm playing for the rest of the deck. Ghost Ogre, I think, is going to be really powerful this format. It helps a lot with Link monsters, with Electrum, with Scoldite. The same thing with Veiler. Veiler is very good for stopping Electrum in the Pendulum matchup. He's good for stopping Scoldite, because what people tend to do is go into 4 materials with your Scoldite, so you can get the mulligan effect. So if you Veiler that, they'll be going very minus on that, so they'll still have that bad hand they're trying to get rid of. So I think Veiler is really good. And the best part about these cards is they're both like light attribute, so you can send them to the graveyard with Galaxy Soldier if you draw multiples or if you're trying to OTK. So that's a really good synergy these 2 specific hand traps have with Cyber Dragon. So that's it for the main deck monsters. Onto these spells. How did I go this long without talking about the best card of the deck, Power Bond? It wins games. As long as you have a clear field, you swing for it, it's great. So what you usually want to do with Power Bond is try and bait everything your opponent has and then you activate Power Bond and game them, because a 4200 attack monster that can swing up to like 3 times is a beast, and I still think 3 Power Bond is what I'm going to be playing in this deck for the foreseeable future. Then we're doing 3 Cyber Dragon Repair Plant. I usually only do 2 Repair Plant because it is searchable with core and it is a dead draw in multiples. It's not really something you want to see going first, but it's really good, mainly because it can recycle your deck. It can recycle your Galaxy Soldiers to make them live, your light machines and stuff like that. It searches Jizakira, which is very important in a pinch, and sometimes your core can get negated and it's kind of a dead monster on the field. So I think having one in hand so you don't have to rely on the core search isn't inherently bad. So yeah, it's a pretty good card in my opinion. Then for the 2Ls, we're doing 2 Pod Desires. You see how many 3-ups I'm playing, why wouldn't I play that? The extra hand advantage does come up a lot, and we're also playing 2 Instant Fusion. It's mainly for Panzer Dragon to help go into your easy Cyber Dragon Infinity, but you can also use it to go into Genius, so you have extra link zones to work with, so you can potentially get double Cyber Dragon Infinity, because you can soul charge your Infinity back from the graveyard, suck up a monster, cool stuff like that. Basically, if you can make a rank 5 of this deck, you can make Clifford Genius, which is pretty damn good. And then we're doing 2 Tuning. He's there to search your Quick Draw Synchron. It also mills a card, so you might get lucky, mill a Cyber Dragon, then activate your Repair Plant to get a search. So there's some neat potential combos you can do with this card. Sorry, but I do have to proxy 2 cards for this deck profile, and they are both Machine Duplication. For the life of me, I can't find my Machine Dupes. I'm pretty sure I have them around here somewhere, but I have so many tins to go through, and I couldn't find it. I don't want to go through all of them again. So yeah, you play 2 Machine Dupe, don't play 3, that's bad. I played 2 because of the amazing synergy it has with the deck. You can activate Core, search Repair Plant, then activate Machine Dupe with Special Summon 2 Cyber Dragons from the deck. And if you Special Summon both those Cyber Dragons into your Clifford Genius link zones, you get a search as well. So that's actually really, really good. So not only does it set up your Genius if you don't already have it, but if you do have the Genius up, it'll get you a search as well as 2 Cyber Dragons on the field to go into your Infinity, which is pretty damn amazing in my opinion. For the 1-ofs, we got 1 Foolish Burial, send core, it's amazing, make your Cyber Repair Plant live. You got the 1 Soul Charge. Because of Clifford Genius, this deck actually has a going first play, and it does involve Soul Charge where you make Clifford Genius instead of Infinity, Soul Charge both the materials back into his link zone to get a search, and then make Infinity, which is a pretty decent first turn board. If they out it, cool things you can do. You still have most of your hand to work with. So, cool stuff like there. It's really good, and it's good for either going first or in the grind game, because bringing back Infinity is not a bad idea, because you can suck up monsters on the field during either player's side of the field, so you can get a free negate. So cool stuff like that. And of course, the last card of the deck in this 40 card deck profile, Monster Reborn. Am I not going to play Reborn, Even if I'm going first, I can reborn my monsters. If I'm going second, I can reborn their monsters. It's just really good at steals games so many times. I don't know why this card came back, but damn, you better play it in this build, especially if you're trying to OTK. For the extra deck, we're playing 2 Clifford Genius, kind of self-explanatory. It's a really, really good card. Basically, it takes 2 machine monsters, and it has downward pointing arrows, which is probably the best possible summoning condition for this deck, because the whole freaking deck is machines, and it doesn't matter about level. It's also unaffected by spells and traps and activate effects of other link monsters, so you don't have to worry about Fireball bouncing it or anything like that. And it has a really cool during your turn effect where you can target 1 card either side of the field except for itself. Both of them can be negated for the rest of their turn, which is really useful for floodgates. Basically, if you're trying to OTK, you negate a problematic monster's effect and then swing over it. Cool stuff like that. And if you summon 2 monsters into 2 zones at the same time, you get to search for a high-level machine monster. So you can search Galaxy Soldier, you can search Quick Draw, you can search Cyber Eltonit or Jizakira, which is pretty damn amazing. But yeah, these are the only Link monsters I play because you don't really go into Link monsters often, and when you do, you just want to go into your Genius. For the standard stuff, of course I'm playing 2 Cyber Dragon Infinity. What do you take me for? And to go into it, we have the 2 Cyber Dragon Nova. This is Cyber Dragons. Did you expect anything otherwise, This is usually what you're supposed to be doing. If you're not playing these cards at these ratios, I don't know what you're doing with this deck. Kind of self-explanatory, in my opinion. For the rank 5s, I got 1 Pleiades, 1 Volcasaurus. They're pretty good. Pleiades to bounce a card. Basically, if you can make 2 Cyber Dragon Infinities, you can't make 2 in the same turn. So instead, you make Infinity with Pleiades, and this only works if you have Clifford Genius up. So you can really see how often Pleiades actually comes up, because you can recycle your pieces with Repair Plant. But there have been times where you can summon Pleiades, bounce your own Kaiju, and then use it again. So that's why I keep him. He's a pretty good utility card. And Volcasaurus, detach, pop a monster, and burn for game is pretty great. And if you don't kill him, you can just summon the Gaia Dragon on top of the Volcasaurus to do some piercing damage for game. So that's pretty interesting. A pretty easy way to OTK in my opinion, especially if you have the Infinity up too, to help negate any problematic monsters or effects. For the Power Bond targets, we only got 2, but honestly, if you summon one of these, you're already going to win. So 2 is a little bit overkill in itself, but honestly, 2 Rampage is what you're going to be playing. It dumps monsters, so are going to attack more. It's a heavy storm, that's why you don't really need the back removal too much. It's just a really good bait card, because you activate Power Bond, go into this, blah blah blah. But honestly, I don't think you should be baiting with this. I think this should be the final thing you do. But if they do have a lot of back row, I can see somebody summoning this out first to bait out as much as possible, then going for Infinity, which is, in my opinion, the safer play. But if your opponent does have too much things on the field and you feel pretty safe, summoning this last in OTK, can win you plenty of games. Then we got 2 Panzer Dragon, really good card, instant fusion target. And if they, for whatever reason, stop you from making a Link monster, which is your Genius, or if they stop you from making Infinity, it pops itself, and then you can pop a card on the field because it destroys itself with instant fusion, so cool stuff like that. Last of fusions, we got 1 Mega Fleet and 1 Fortress, pretty much your in-theme outs to any monster in the game. If it's in the extra deck zone, summon core, get a search, contact fuse for Mega Fleet. If you had the Jizakira on the field, you tribute their monster, you can summon core, get a search, and then contact fuse for a 2000 or more attack Fortress Dragon. So this deck can out pretty much any problem that's really facing. So yeah, that's it for the deck profile, guys. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile of Cyber Dragons. It's a really fun deck, and I think anybody should play it, or at least try it out for yourselves, because it's a really fun deck, and I've been playing this deck for so long. It's my very first deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! And of course, I've been updating it through all the formats, and through all this time, I still deeply love playing, and trying to combo things with this deck. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any comments or suggestions on how to make this deck better, I'd love to hear it in the comment section down below. And as with all my real-life deck profiles, check the description box, because there will be a long list of possible tech cards that you can try out for the deck I'm profiling at the time. So if I'm using Cyber Dragons, there could be some awesome tech cards for Cyber Dragons in that description waiting for you to see. So yeah, be sure to like the video, comment the video, and subscribe to my channel, which is Screencasters, for more epic and amazing videos similar to this one.